Hello, my darlings. Hello, hello. Ooh. Sit back in a moment, get everyone situated. Um, a lot to actually talk about. Let me push this back a little bit further. Sorry, nobody's here yet, so that's good. All right, I haven't gone live in a long time, but I thought I should because Kobe's death is big to me, and I feel like I should definitely be part of that conversation because of that. My name is the Queen of Clovers. I am a Cartomancer, which means I do read tarot and I do read playing cards for messages from Spirit. But I'm also a really huge Laker fan. My first channel was a Lakers channel. Um, it was a year. It was a really tough year for me because it was my first year post divorce, and I think a lot of people don't realize the importance of sports and the importance of memories for happiness. Specifically, if you don't have access to your best memories of yourself or the best person you've become, it's one of the first signs of very severe abuse that I've noticed in my own self and also in others. And it's basically a sign that says, you don't have access to your happiness. The memories you have currently are just that bad. And Kobe Bryant, as a Laker fan, brought us amazing memories. And he really, I remember not having money to pay for parking while going to school at SC. And knowing if I did pay for parking, I might not be able to buy some groceries that night for my family. And, walking those 2 miles, kept a girl thin, but it was, extreme. And at the same time, on my way home from school, which I commuted from LA, from SC to Orange County because I had a family based in Orange County. In 2003, 2007 is when I went to SC, and it was there were times I had that game on and I was so happy, so unbelievably happy. And one of the most amazing things about life that I tell people is how to be happy despite this crap that I've been through, that I don't even have my own apartment, that, a lot of things financially have kind of are gone bad for me. But why can I still be happy is because I always tell people, well, people don't like to talk about sex. I'm a very sensual person. And, that feeling when you wake up the morning after you have sex with somebody and anybody, and it's so wonderful that you actually live kind of differently. You're all kind of happy. It kind of makes me think of Despicable Me too, when he realized that he liked her and she liked him, and he was all nice to the yoga people, and instead of knocking him over, and he played music and danced all his way to work. And it's that feeling you get when Kobe hits a one from the big distance. And it is that feeling that you should get. You should live your life like that every day. And it's also that feeling of, he really went low. I mean, he was accused of sexual assault. And that sexual assault was actually, I felt both he and the girl were very intense victims of that. But in the end, he overcame that in a way, and he really became great again. He had to change his whole game. He had to, when you make a shot from far away and you make that basket, what do you say? You say Kobe, because it is that much of an influence on our lives, good or bad. We talk about losses as lessons, and a lot of us have taken so many losses lately that it's hard to believe that they're really just lessons about moving forward in life and kind of um, becoming something different, something great. There's Mamba mentality, that absolute focus, that wonderful focus that you just can't refuse. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, I know some of us really hate LA because you guys even have a chance to beat LA. That's how good it is to be a Lakers fan, waiting for, walking around like a champion the next day, because your team won. You're just waiting for the team to fly home for that parade. That 20-cent parade they give us all the time, considering LA is this big town, but it's perfect because it's just access. It's just wonderful access to that energy, that winning energy that can't be ever denied. Even Michael Jordan, God bless him, but when he passes, dude, he is like, as a Lakers fan, you just don't like him. It's just, he took away a generation of wins from us and a lot of other teams. So I don't think I'm alone in that. But yeah, let's see what we got for the messages of this week, my loves. I probably am going to have a tough time delivering, too many cards, delivering messages because for each 12 signs this week, because of the fact that, yes, I've jumped up and down for a lot of times. I'm not just talking championships. I'm talking completely and totally single games, like against the Celtics. We love to beat the Celtics, which we haven't done this year in the best way. But come on. It is these moments, these memories that make life just a little happier and maybe make us strive a little harder on our own situations, in our own championship games. We do have them, and why not push forward? Why not focus a little harder? People who don't have success, you must know that par excellence is always rewarded. So be excellent from where you are, kind of thing, and you find the energy to realize, other avenues, other ways you can go, and other ways you can move. it's it's again, par excellence is never goes unrewarded. And I know a lot of people who despite how you feel about Kobe Bryant or his life, is that he is 100% he is 100% a champion. And he's shown it a million times, on the floor, off the floor. It was really hard to lose Kobe Bryant as a member of our team, the Lakers team, as me being a big fan, I feel. But losing him as a man it's been a day. It's been a bit of a shocker. It's unbelievable. So let's see what the cards have to tell us today, my loves. Yeah, we're gonna get a bit of a stulting transformation. This is the Scorpio card in reverse for us this week. And I have the paranormal card and the One of Swords in reverse, which is coming into a bit of painful knowledge. Yeah, we lost a champion. We lost a great example. In a great example of spirit, the paranormal, the occult card, it basically tells us, like, we lost one of the ways to live, how it's done. And he didn't just show us how it's done, he showed us how it's not done, and what happens when you fly a little too close to the sun. But how many of us are really not in that way of flying too close to the sun? A lot of us haven't made those decisions. This is the indecision card, the Two of Wands in reverse. And you got all this passion, you have these resources, self-resources you don't even need. People always like to say, well, Kobe had $1 billion. Does it really matter? I mean, you still have to do all the work. A lot of people, isn't that the big lottery curse? All the people get all this easy money, and it's gone in a heartbeat. But look at, he had to really work for every penny. Sure, he came from money, but a lot of people come from money and end up in horrible places. So we know that a lot of us are indecisive in coming into a victory. Six of Wands is very emotional, high level fire. Two of Wands, Six of Wands, it's not using our passion. It's coming into false victories. It's not really, Six of Wands in reverse at the center of our reading. It's not winning. It's and even if we win, it's a false win. And it's because we didn't make those big decisions. We didn't jump through the fire. We didn't make those big, those bold, courageous moments. We didn't take the big shot. We didn't dare to pass the ball to have somebody else take the big shot. And a lot of it has to do with, we're a little stuck because of empathy. This is the King of Cups, Knight of Cups. And a lot of us are on these love journeys that are not really taking us anywhere. And the Knight of Cups tells us that these love journeys are kind of like taking us out of our victories, taking us out of our molds. They're taking us away because instead of pushing forward, we have this big situation of empathy. It's great to empathize, but you can't be empathizing with people that are you can't be empathizing with people that are actually bringing you down. Sometimes, you know how misery loves company. Are we all sitting around complaining that we never did this, this, and that because our parents did this, this, and that? Or, whatever, Tiger, we didn't have Tiger Woods' dad, kind of thing. It's not that. It is, you got to let all that crap go and stop whining to each other and kind of step up, show your passion, show your fire, show that you can have par excellence, that you can be the Bean, the great Kobe Bean Bryant, Vino, that mama mentality, the goat. He's one of the goats. And, he's in that conversation. I don't think we'll ever be able to say who was the greatest goat, who's the goat of goats kind of thing. But, it's a great conversation to have. But why not be in that conversation? Why not find our way into that position in our lives where we are living our best life, where we are walking around not just because, with our little struts and what have you, just because our team won the NBA title, our team, just because I screamed at my TV a lot, got us this championship. And then, you feel it. There's no shame in feeling that and knowing what it feels like to kind of like have it, because then you can reach for that when you need it for important business meetings or just to like get a proposal done, or really chase your dreams as you so desire. And I'm really sad. I'm really sad that he's gone. I'm really sad for his family, for Vanessa. Man, that $4 million pink diamond. I really didn't know how I was going to feel about it, but you guys really put your family together. All right. We all have the result of this week is realizing our habits. Um, when did you have it? When did you celebrate? When did you, feel like you really had it? And what habits hold you back from that? What blockages are really pushing you from your victory? The center of this reading is the Six of Wands, which is victory in reverse. It's completely not seeking out the excellence. Remember when you were like, oh, I got invited to play soccer with this team, and in your head you used to imagine, oh my gosh, maybe I'm going to be like the best on the team. Maybe I'll even get on a minors league or something and actually get paid to play a sport. And if you've never had those moments, you've had them elsewhere, and you need to seek those out to shore you up, to kind of drive that energy into new things. There's remembering who you are and what you're capable of in a grand scale kind of way is very important to moving up. So a lot of us have also been Four of Pence, a little stingy. So a little getting into our habits, a little stingy with our time. Not, I mean, I have I have a broken back. I have a slip disc, sure, and it hurts a lot. And sometimes I do use it as an excuse to, hold back, not try as hard, not push as hard, not, I really got to stop here kind of thing, because it's that, I really got to stop here kind of thing, because it's the feeling of it's not, oh, I don't know. Sorry. Because you want to reserve yourself for other things that don't matter. No, I'm really genuinely sad about this, because, yeah, I do have a lot of memories of those big threes from outside from Kobe that just, and I do know that sometimes I don't pull off my mama mentality. I don't really push it. I don't really think of what would it do to take a ring? What would it do to stomp the Celtics? They threw rocks at our best wins. I got really mad too. Fans. This is fans. And it's so wonderful to see that their teammates, not necessarily think about um, this load management. We do have to think about load management when you're 41. I'd also like to point out that, yes, Kobe and I graduated from high school the same year. And it's another reason why I'm really close to him. Not close to him, but watching him kind of grow as a person and a basketball player, being a very big Laker fan, it really it's kind of like kind of hope and pray and wishing I could find a way to put that energy into something I truly love. And it's that Four of Pentacles energy, that what have I withheld my own friggin' self from? So many of us have this excuse of why we couldn't give our 150%. Why, Kobe shot free throws after he snapped his Achilles tendon. Unbelievable. He knew in his last game when he scored all those points and he had that wicked big game, he knew he was going to be in bed for 2 days, suffering through the results of pushing that hard, of being the GOAT, of being aware of what was going on and what greatness felt like and what it was like to jump up and down and be excited for Kobe Bryant, playing hard once again. Where what are we exactly saving our energy for? Sitting in front of the TV later. Well, if you oversave your energy, you get Nine of Cups in reverse. Nine of Cups upright is a wish come true. It is getting everything and anything you ever possibly wanted. And when this card comes out in the reading, it means that you're going to get your wish, but it came out to us in reverse because we're withholding our energy. We have bad habits. We withholding our energy from our Nine of Cups. Basically, we're realizing that we're coming into a world of we need to make decisions to succeed. I actually work with three lovely women. It's the first time I've ever worked with a group of women where we can kind of brag a little bit about, guys do this all the time, like, dude, check out my report, or check out this, or, this customer said this, and this, and you know what I told him, this, and that. This is the first time I've ever worked with a group of ladies that have actually come out and been like able to brag a little bit about, oh, they stupid, or, oh, they doing this and that, and I'm going to tell them this kind of thing. And then, that kind of camaraderie and being able to actually, show off a little bit and be able to say, look, I'm kind of sparkly. I have sparkly nails because it's something girly I just can't resist. But it's just, oh, you guys, that's a poor comment about Kobe because as it is as being used for the media, probably. But nonetheless, what are you going to use that energy for, that excitement for? Are you going to use it to be whiny and bitchy and say, oh, everybody did this and this and it was a conspiracy? And yeah, people get used a lot. But Kobe's desire for excellence was above money, was above above really anything. He even lost, he even had poor spirits sometimes, and he had poor use of his energy, but he still was able to always put it focus and pull back his energy and put it into the game. And if all of us made that decision to pull our energy into the focus of the bigger idea of the game and the bigger dream and the bigger and just the excellence within ourselves and the ability to be excellent and to do wonderful and shocking things. And it's and why aren't we all shocking the world? Why aren't we all making making history of our own, even in small or great ways? If we all took that chance, if we all put our energy into something amazing, what a great place we would be. We always hear about, these people raising this much money or saving this or doing that. Where are you in this world formula? A lot of us are still waiting on the government to, do something with those taxes when, you sitting right there, if you did something every day for 20 minutes, you could actually change the world, big or small. If we all did that, again, it's that collective experience of, we saw what happens when one man put it into one sport and one energy. And man, there were times, I'm not gonna lie, when that whole Shaq thing was painful, because I love Shaq. I'm a big center girl, and I'm really even worried about Pau Gasol because Pau Gasol and Kobe Bryant were like brothers. And I know that it's that kind of way the team, you hang on to your team when sometimes you don't have anything else to hang on to that's good that's going on. And when you want to reach for that moment of, okay, I need to breathe because I have this moment to be great, you have examples of greatness in sports. It's why being a sports fan is so great. You have them in, some of our political heroes that maybe they have not always had greatness, but moments of greatness overshadow the life of a man. Because, as a whole, he did pretty good, I think, and not just in money, like I said, he really believed and he really tried in many, many things. And I just wish more of us, including myself, don't think I'm not out here going, oh, I'm staying in bed right now because it's freaking 40 degrees in the house. Don't think I don't do that, but certainly um, we can all feel it just a little harder right now. We just came out of Capricorn season, and that was the season of Big Daddy energy, big, excellent energy, top of the field energy. Who's the CEO? Who's the roles and goals of the team? That was hard for Kobe to learn that he would be a role player at times as opposed to just a stark leader. So it's all that energy we just came out of. So losing Kobe now, as that energy kind of pulls out from under us, of contemplating where we belong in our energies and our situations, coming through all of that, and then you know wow, you're losing a great one. You're losing somebody who really did amazing things. Not all of them, every little thing he did was amazing, that's for damn sure, but he did really. I just have a notification, you guys. But he's just, you can't deny that in the 3D world, Buddy did have it. He was a Virgo, so Virgos are very perfectionist. I congratulate you on that. Kobe Bryant was a great one, not just in sports, but in life. And we're beginning to look at our lives and why can't we have some of that greatness too? A lot of us can. A lot of us really, really can. We just need to, take that first step. All right, my loves, I have rambled on plenty, plenty. I don't know if I can do the weeklies this week because I'm in a little bit of sadness, but yes, he was number 24. Um, the thing weird about Kobe Bryant is he had a new commercial out where he teases Jalen Rose with the olives, where he's like, the waiter asked him how many, because he scored 81 points against Jalen Rose. And so the waiter asked, what would you like to drink, Mr. Bryant? And he goes, oh, I'd like a martini with 81 olives. And he kind of like stares down Jalen Rose. And he's like, oh, just kidding, make that two. It's a joke between me and him. And it's kind of that thing is like, why not? I mean, it was a big deal to be a kid, to really like let ourselves shine. And one of the reasons I got divorced was because I was not allowed to shine, that I was only allowed to shine here and there, and usually had to sneak off to do it. And so this is a great opportunity to really consider, what have you actually let shine? What have you, I mean, not let shine? You know where you glow, and you know where you're doing well, and you know where you're not, but you want to. Do you really want to, or are you holding back for another reason, and a good reason anyway? Usually it's not a good reason, or it's an excuse. And if you really just kind of thought through those difficulties, you could actually move forward. It's not as hard as it looks. And if it is, there might be a dysfunction in your life. This channel is not just about, oh, what's coming up, who's going to kiss me tomorrow, or who's going to miss me today kind of thing. It's more about, it's more about, am I not moving forward in my career because I'm waiting for him to propose? Am I not moving ahead in my career because I'm going to be a mom for 10 years and then realize that that I need to step it up because I'm about to be retired, divorced, and on my own, kind of feeling. It's all that energy of, are we really putting our energy where we should, or as we should? Are we really protecting ourselves? Are we really opening up ourselves properly, and to the people who deserve it of us? It's all those things that that again make us reach a little higher and shine a little brighter and maybe do a little better in the world we live in. It's Yeah, and I do think one of the things about Kobe though is that Kobe never wanted to coach. And I really, really thought that they kept bringing him back to the arena, to parade around in the arena to get him to convince him that he could figure it out, and really coach and maybe be a head coach. I don't think I don't think he wanted to coach because there's always a chance that the boys just won't like you. Kareem, and the captain from the Lakers, didn't head coach a team. Did he head coach a team? It didn't work out. Because he's not that kind of a guy. But players will always brag about one-on-one work with him, including Dwight Howard, who I really hated. The man came to the Lakers, and then he played injury. Okay, he didn't play. He was injured. Fine, you rehab, whatever. But then he left like on a losing record. He gave us like half the season. He was a rental player. And he came back this year, and I was like so livid that the Lakers picked him up. I was like, oh my gosh, Howard, he burned us once before, and he's gonna burn us again. And I was just completely hi Deepa. I'm doing well. I'm struggling through this Kobe Bryant death. But anyway, it's Howard is amazing this year. He's actually he came back, but they said, oh, he's coming back to the bench. It's like an um uncertain contract or whatever. And so they basically he's coming off the bench right now, and oh my gosh, he's how they say your face changes when your personality changes, when you soften, when you begin living greater in the light. He doesn't even look. If you put a side-by-side photo of the way he looked last time he was a Laker to this time he was a Laker, he's a completely different person. He has grown as a person, as an athlete. His desire to win, his willingness to take a hit to his body to win, because it's part of the game. I mean, if you look back, speaking of Kobe Bryant, if you look back on when he played and the type of ball that he played, it wasn't the hardest play. It wasn't the Jordan era. It wasn't that Pistons era, rough Pistons era. It was the era, but it was still the one after. And Shaquille O'Neal was a high value player, and and then he started just sticking out his ass and getting fouls called. But Kobe played during a difficult time, and so it's even much lighter now. And Howard being able to play hard, to put up the big numbers and not be afraid of tomorrow. I mean, that's another, guys, why I watch sports, man, because people come back around. I mean, this is redemption season for Dwight Howard. Even, if pigs fly and we don't win a championship, the Lakers, Howard is certainly welcome back on our team at any given time. He's pretty amazing as far as I'm gonna pull some cards, advice from spirit, I guess, over this. I did do this really good spread here about like withholding your energy and withholding from your victories. Holding back your passions was this whole theme of, it is difficult to transform, but in this face of this One of Swords energy in reverse, in the face of losing a great one, a goat, it's like, wow, I'm not gonna lie, I love Magic Johnson to death, but when I was, I lived through his announcement of him having the HIV virus, and to think right now that we don't have Kobe Bryant, but we have Magic Johnson is bizarre. It's a natural in some strange kind of way. Okay, advice from spirit, 10 of cups, 9 of cups. This is physical and spiritual victory. And I do have the King of Wands, and that is being the emperor over your own life. That is taking charge of your own happiness, not waiting for somebody else to say, okay, now's the time for you to be great. And, a lot of us are probably going to be shocked or like, what the hell? But in another world, there's this thing where it's Les Johnson Leslie Johnson. He's a public speaker, and he talks about how he bought his mama this house and how he made mistakes, and they basically had to give back the house, and how what a failure he felt, and what a difficult thing. His mom had to move back into the old house, and she didn't. She's like, well, first of all, I don't like the new house, so let's move back into the old house. She wasn't that tore up about it, even though he was suffering for hours upon hours and trying to how to tell him how I'm going to break my mama's heart when it wasn't even going to happen. And a lot of us do hold back. We do not experience total happiness, wish come true happiness, and physical total happiness, 10 of cups, even legacy, is we don't take that control, that emperor control of our lives. This is very fire energy. This is that Sagittarius Aries kind of leaning energy of just leaping forth, of lighting the fire, the first original thought, being enthusiastic through the entirety of the project, for the entirety of life, straight to victory. This is a repeater card in this reading, the Six of Wands, and it's repeating that it's just repeating that when you take emperor like control over your life, you become victorious. As I said, excellence is always rewarded. You know when you've kind of done it a little less emperor, a little less victorious, a little less passionate. And you have to admit, maybe that's why you've gotten a little less victorious, a little less passionate, a little, whatever. And I don't know. I had this dream that I was working in a studio, and it was last night's dream actually. And basically we ended up to getting this place in the studio to do show my cards, or kind of like a talk show like Oprah. And my sister and my sister-in-law kind of do the cooking for me, and then they get this other kind of like transvestite woman comes up to them that's also shooting in the same studio, and she's like, I need to know how much you charge for this cooking. And my sister gives a quote, and it's more than, and my sister kind of downplays herself in my dream, and she says, it's more than what the other chick charges. And she kind of like May West up her bosom, and she goes, well, better is better, isn't it, honey? And it was just like, yeah, better deserves better. Working better gets better. And being the empire of our lives and our opportunity, that's better is better. It's coming into our own. And that's when you will capture your public image. Eight of Swords is kind of that public image capture, kind of like you're caught up in something that you can't get out of, but it's totally fake and illusionary. In the Cartomancy, it's more of your public image, how people see you, your kind of balanced energy of your private life and your public life, and not being beheld by your secrets. No skeletons in the closet, no opportunities to lose your senatorship or kind of thing, a Michael Crichton novel kind of thing. It's no need for that. Whatever life you're living, it is that true certain life. And oftentimes it's a reminder that we're waiting on other people to give us permission, or we're waiting to see how things turn out. We're waiting on things that just aren't really worth waiting on. It's an unreality. It's swords are man-made. They're thoughts, they're images. It has nothing to do with true reality, even though it is true reality. It's unnecessary. It's part of, what do you do for show? That's really like, do you really do something for show, for, that face value, so much so that you're not actually putting in the work. You're not actually taking that emperor control over your life. This emperor, come on. It's very Aries. It's very hot energy. It's just, what are we dilly-dallying with, lollygagging. If you're lollygagging to first base, if you're lollygagging to second base, if you're lollygagging to the dugout, what are you? Lollygaggers. So it has to do with that energy of, yes, that mama mentality, that Kobe, that but just doing it for the sake of doing it. Of course, if you got to be careful, you can't like burn out like Kobe and not be able to go into work for 2 days. There does have to be a sense of balance, and it's why we have that indecision, we have that hesitation. Do we have enough to give everything? Well, you should have at least some of it for yourself, and make sure that you actually are putting in the effort to truly be great. Why not? I mean, it's even why not? And so many of us have gotten used to living in certain patterns and certain behaviors, and these hold back waiting, wait till my kids graduate high school, wait till they get out of college. Now I'm waiting to pay off the house. Now I'm waiting, if you keep waiting, I mean, Kobe Bryant had everything and he lived every drop out of life. Like I said, not perfectly, but he did try. He did always effort. He was always searching for that next level of greatness, 100%. And he definitely wasn't waiting. And, it's a good thing because he's my age. He was my age. For goodness sake, I'm older than him because I'm born in April and he was born in August. So it's even double stunning for me. It's kind of like, wow. So this is my tribute to him, kind of too. Talk about those moments where you're just like, damn, Kobe, ouch, 81 against, Toronto. That's something they're gonna have to live with, man. I guess somebody broke that record, but I mean, look at these freaking cards. Kind of put them out of order here for a moment. Because your happiness, your key to your happiness is living as empire of your life, living your best life. Yes, happy cards, a 10 and a 9. Wishes come true. And wishes come true because we've done the work. I mean, why live a regular life when you can live a greater life? And every day, as opposed to just, once in a while, or, back in the day in Polk High School. Won the national championship kind of thing. Oh, poor Al Bundy. We loved him and his nostalgia. All right. I didn't want this to be longer than 10 minutes, but I really am just stunned. Like I said, I can't deny, losing Kobe as a teammate, as a player, as a member of the Lakers organization, because, it's not just a team, it's an organization. I thought that was difficult, and he wasn't always the best teammate out there for us. But yeah, losing him as a man is quite shocking, especially at our youthful age, at his second turn in life. What's really interesting is I went through a very terrible divorce while Kobe Bryant went through a very terrible retirement. I mean, one of the hardest things in his life was to not play basketball. So I felt that we're both kind of restarting out. Of course, he had millions on his side, but life is more than money, a lot more than we realize, and a lot, we live a lot better when we realize that and live accordingly. All right, my loves, again, I'm done mumbling. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. Please like, subscribe. Share, comment. I guess you could have super chatted, but I didn't see any of that or pay attention to that. I haven't gone live in a while, so hopefully I can get those readings out to you, 12 signs, but I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be a tough evening. All right, good night.